Hello. So, as you can see, this is my PhD, and I spent 4 years of my life trying to finish this and making sense of whatever I have researched. So, in this series of vlogs, what I will do is try to explain through the process of PhD journey and how to get through the complete journey of your PhD. Now, remember, whatever I say is very relevant to me. Not everyone goes through the same journey, and that doesn't mean whatever I have done will apply to you as well, because different universities have different procedures. So let's start with how to apply and get into a PhD program. So my journey was a bit different, and I will of course provide information and context related to my journey. So what I did was, after I finished my undergrad, or as I was finishing my undergrad, I figured out that I wanted to do a PhD, and I applied for the PhD for a scholarship that was available through my own research project, which is, as you can see, the Good Governance Index for the Asian professional football industry. Now, usually there are two types of funded research projects. Either you get to choose your own research project, or the second type, which is most common, is there is already a funded research project in which you are selected as a PhD candidate to apply. I was lucky enough that I was in the first group and I could propose my own project. And thereafter, different universities, I think, will have different procedures. So in my case, I did it from Sheffield Hallam University, and for my university, the procedure was I needed to write a 1500 word research proposal, if I'm not wrong. I will put some of the copies on screens over comments in terms of what the research proposal was. And I had to provide 2 academic references. So both were from the teachers who have taught me in my undergraduate degree, and I'm very grateful to them for providing that reference. Once you have provided the documents, it goes to a PhD panel who anonymously makes a decision and scores it on the basis of your submitted proposal, regarding the merits of your proposal and regarding the feasibility of your proposal, on whether it's worthy of a PhD project. At that point in time, I don't think no one is expecting you that you know everything, but what they're expecting is, okay, whether this has got the potential to be a PhD project 4 years down the line. Again, I was lucky enough, and I was called for a PhD interview sometime in April 2020, if I am not wrong. I don't remember the dates exactly. It is either late April 2020 or early May 2020 when I was invited for my PhD interview in the peak of COVID-19. And in the PhD interview, it's basically your proposed director of studies, in my case, who is the first supervisor, Dr. Daniel Plumley, and apart from that, the head of the doctoral school, the PhD research tutor, and a couple of other people were present. The questions that were asked for me in those interviews were primarily related to the methodology of my thesis, what I am proposing, why do I think it is the most suitable way to conduct that research project, and why I am passionate about that project. Remember, at that stage, as much as they are testing you about whether you know the methodology or not, I'm pretty sure they are testing you whether you are passionate about that subject. So you are going to research on that subject for next 3, 4, maybe even 5 years, depending on the circumstances. So if you are not passionate about that project, it's definitely not going to work. So remember, you need to be passionate about the project. Once that interview was over, in about a week, I received a call at 9:30 a.m. in the morning saying that, yeah, you are in for your PhD. Now remember, when you start your PhD, it's very important to understand what a PhD is. A PhD is a degree in philosophy, so you need to answer a lot of philosophical questions, deal with a lot of philosophical dilemmas, and at the end of the day, succeed in your pursuit of truth. So that's about it from me for the first vlog. In the next vlog, we will tell you more about how and what are the different stages of your PhD journey process. We'll look into the different stages I went through my PhD journey process, and whether that's similar to other universities as well, whether you might go through the same process. I doubt it will be the same. It might be very different from what I went through, but more or less it will be similar. So yeah, thank you for listening to my advice. Join you next time. Thank you.